Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries. And today I'm doing something a little different. Usually I wait till I get home to make a video, but I'm at work today. So I'm going to try to make this quick video while I'm here. And I was thinking about some things while I was here regarding YouTube and, the various different types of atheists out there. And there's one particular atheist here on YouTube that I'm going to put in this elite category. And before I get to what the category is, let me explain to you the atheist that I'm talking about. Her name is Eve. Okay, for about a year or I don't know, about a year or two now, she's been on YouTube telling everyone that she doesn't believe that God exists, going so far as going from being an atheist to an anti-theist. Now, I accepted her claim for a while, mainly because she just simply made the claim. I don't usually do that. I usually, like to ask some questions before I usually, just trust what they're saying. But I'm starting to wonder now. I don't know if Eve's really an atheist. Let me tell you why. How many of you have actually sat down with her and she's actually taken the time out to explain why God doesn't exist? Now, I know what she thinks about God's morality. I know how she thinks why she thinks God is a liar and some other things that she's wrong about. But she's never really given a reason on why she doesn't believe he's real or why he doesn't exist. The majority of the arguments that Eve makes in the great debate regarding God is the morality of God, God being a monster, God being this immoral creature. But she's never really given us a solid reason on why she doesn't believe he exists. Because in order to be an atheist, you have to have a belief. Yes, it's a belief that there is no God. You have to have faith that there is no God. Because she doesn't have any. The one thing I know no atheist has, none of you got any demonstrable and empirical evidence that there is no God. And you guys are going to say you can't prove a negative. That's a cop-out to not even try to prove that a God isn't real. You want to hate me, you want to ask me what my evidence is, just see me on G-Man versus the World 17, and I'll give you my evidence for the existence of God. I'm not scared to give you my point of view. However, Eve, I would like to know why you're an atheist. What proof and evidence was shown to you that made you so confident that God isn't real? See, I personally believe, like other atheists here on YouTube, not all of them, but a lot of other atheists, that you're angry and that you're mad at God. But to go so far to say that he doesn't exist, no, Eve, I don't believe that for a second. Because again, you've never presented any real reason on why you don't believe he exists. And when somebody presses you on it or try to talk to you about it, you go, oh, I don't debate, or things like that, or you're trying to turn it into the moral argument. God is a liar. Well, you can lie and still exist if that was true, and it isn't, by the way. You can tell that you could be a monster and still exist. What are your reasons for God not existing? I don't think you have any, Eve. And I think you duped a lot of these atheists here on YouTube, and I admit you had me duped for a while, and you had some other Christians on here duped. I think the only person on YouTube that you probably didn't really dupe, maybe I can say the Bible thumping Weenut or Rand Campbell. Those are probably the only two people you haven't duped. Well, and then Matthew 4:19, because I agree with them when they say that you already know that God exists. You're just mad at him. So Eve, am I wrong, Eve? Am I misrepresenting you by calling you out on this on my channel? No, I don't believe I'm misrepresenting you for a second. I believe you've been misrepresenting you all this time, because you don't have any arguments for God not being real. You have to borrow from what you heard from other atheists. And I doubt you actually believe those things, because you won't put it to the test in a debate. So Eve, I'm calling you out. Are you an atheist, or are you what Veckel would call a mesotheist? I believe that you're a mesotheist because you just hate God. Because all of your arguments, everything that you have to say on YouTube, deals with the character and the nature of God. It does not deal with his lack of existence. But you're not in a place where you're all alone, Eve. There's other atheists that are in the same boat with you too, where they went from arguing about his existence to simply talking about how immoral he is, trying to appeal to the emotions of the people who are listening to your arguments. So Eve, does God exist? If he doesn't, why doesn't he exist? And a big shout out to my friend Galaxy Dreams. I would like you to pay close attention to Eve's answer, because I don't think Eve has an answer. I think what Eve has is a bunch of emotion that she likes to express in song and rap. She likes to express it in her rap and her anger and her hangouts when she surrounds herself with all these people who know a lot more than her, who has been pwned over and over and over and over and over again here on YouTube. But Eve will never get into a one-on-one conversation with an informed Christian regarding these things. She won't talk to Preferio one-on-one, and if she does, can she give a solid, believable reason on why she does not believe that God exists? Can she do it with me? Because I highly doubt it. I've been talking to Eve for too long now to buy into her lies. The bottom line is she's angry at God. She's mad at God. And I have my own theories, and I'm going to reveal what these theories are in a future video, if Eve decides not to talk to me one-on-one. But chances are she won't, because Eve doesn't debate, because Eve doesn't have any arguments. She thinks by learning all the logical fallacies, then that's going to make her do great here on YouTube in defending her position. She thinks if she just goes to school and learns a little bit more about biology, it's going to make her unstoppable here on YouTube. No, Eve. Just give your reasons on why God doesn't exist. And if they're consistent with the rest of the things coming out your mouth, got no problem accepting your claim. Although I'm still going to give you my opinion about atheism, you as an atheist, and what I believe your ultimate goal is at the end of the day. So Eve, if you're watching this, I would love to hear why you're an atheist. Not why you disagree with the morality of God, because that does not mean he doesn't exist. That simply means you think you're better than him, which is a laughing joke in my opinion. It doesn't mean surrounding yourself with all these, what you would perceive to be these powerful atheist minds who can speak for you. No, Eve, just for once, get on your channel, speak for yourself, and give your reasons on why God isn't real. And if that's asking too much, then Eve, maybe you should start being as an atheist here on YouTube. I've been quiet about you for a while, Eve, but I think it's about time to start pressing you a little bit. Okay? So Eve, are you an atheist? Or are you a misotheist? Do you hate God? Because I believe you're a misotheist. You hate God. You know he exists. And you're not alone. There's a bunch of other people I can throw in that category. So anyway, looking forward to hearing Eve's response. I will be responding to Eve's response after she responds. Now, there's one or two ways Eve's going to respond to this video. She's either going to come at me with a bunch of sarcasm and a bunch of stupidity, a bunch of like, hey, G-Man's dead. Who cares what G-Man thinks? And all this other stuff and whatnot. If you don't care what I think, don't waste your time making a video response. But whether you make one or not, there will be a follow-up video. I'm going to get kind of personal in that video, Eve, when I start revealing why I really believe you're an atheist or a misotheist. I got to stop saying atheist because you're not an atheist until you prove it. You're a misotheist. You hate God. You absolutely hate the idea of him, because I think he didn't give you something when you asked him for it. And you've been asking and asking and asking and asking and asking. He didn't give it to you. So you're kind of mad about that. And we'll get into what that thing is soon. Until next time, guys, this has been another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries. Getting ready to reunite that fire with Miss Eve. Read your Bible and do what it says. God bless.